Hello, Paul Chek. Welcome back to one of my video blogs. Another one of the hundreds of them. Today I thought I would talk about a very common mistake people make when doing a single arm cable push exercise. The most common mistake people make when they're doing a cable push is they don't use their legs. So what you end up seeing in the gym is this. As soon as you start doing that, you're not using your legs and your trunk effectively. And remember the Paul Chek rule, big to little. Whenever you're doing an exercise, the biggest muscles should do the bulk of the work, and the progressively smaller muscles in sequence add to the movement. You have to break the inertia of the load with your big, strong muscles, and then control and acceleration are coupled and supported by progressively smaller muscles. So if somebody is doing a cable push like this, they're just using their body weight and their abdominal muscles to try to make the cable move, and that puts a tremendous load in the shoulder. So what we want to do is we want to anchor down into that movement. You should start with 70% of your weight on your back foot. This foot here should be mobile. If you want to pick it up, you should be able to. So about 70%, 30% roughly speaking. Then what we're going to do is we're going to initiate that move from the leg. We're going to go leg, big muscles, butt and thigh, trunk, next biggest set of muscles, arm. So we're going to go 70% to 70%. And now you should be able to pick up that back leg, but you never want to do what I call overcommitting. If you overcommit and somebody pulls the pin on the weight stack, you'll fall right on your face, which means you're not maintaining your center of gravity and the combined center of gravity of the weight you're lifting within the base of support. If you do something like that too often in the gym, then next time you're playing tennis, you'll be falling off your feet and overcommitting. Or if you're a boxer, you'll overcommit, and that makes you highly susceptible to painful counter punches. There's a lot of applications for that. So we want to sink into that back leg, keep that cable close to the body, initiate the load from the leg, and then leg, trunk, arm. And we use a free arm motion called a reciprocity movement to help use the weight and inertia or acceleration of the arm, if you will, as a counterbalance so that the relative amount of load comes out of the shoulder toward the spine. So legs, trunk, and arm. Legs, trunk, arm. 70% to 70%. At the end of the movement, if someone cuts the cable, I won't fall over. If I'm over here, I'm training with bad form. So remember, perfect practice makes perfect. Your nervous system's remembering everything. If your last reps are lousy because you're under the most stress, that's what your nervous system remembers and paradoxically programs you with the most. And it generally takes about 300 to 350 repetitions of a new exercise to build a motor program. But if it's faulty, it generally takes about 3,500 to 5,000 repetitions of corrective exercise with perfect form to overwrite the program. So, big to little, legs, trunk, arm, 70% or 70% to 70%, 70-30, 70-30. Reciprocity, the harder you're lifting, the more acceleration you need to bring that load out of the lever arm toward the body, because this arm going backwards works against that arm. So if these were two levers, if you push on this hand, it'll turn that hand. Just like when you pull with your left hand on the steering wheel, the right hand comes up. That's called a force-couple relationship. There's a few simple tips. There's lots more for you in Chek Exercise Coach and Scientific Shoulder Training by Paul Chek. I hope you enjoy it. They're highly comprehensive courses with great information, highly practical, extremely tested out clinically with many world-class athletes and people of all walks of life. You can't go wrong. Thanks for joining me today. Look forward to sharing with you more. Get yourself into Chek Exercise Coach and become a master of exercise and taking care of yourself, and you'll always be grateful. Thank you.